And today, thanks for joining me. Today we're going to show you what cover three is and how a professional coach really kind of instilled it in me what cover three was, and not just from your position of cover three, but from everybody's. We want to explain why it's so important for you to know every man's position. Different routes, simple routes against cover three that kind of test your responsibilities a little bit. And then also just to really explain the defense and everybody's position on that defense. But before we do that, to get to cover three, I want you to explain this to you, all right? If you can count to three, you can play for me. I'm assuming you can count to three. 1, 2, 3, all right? If you can count to four, you can do more, all right? 1, 2, 3, 4, all right? Why that is important, because the number one means that you have one safety, all right? So if it's cover one, you have one safety, all right? If it's cover two, you have two safeties. So your coach asks you, what cover one? There's one safety. There's one. Coach say, what's cover two? There's two safeties. And with that being said, if I ask you what cover three is, well, it's three safeties. But it's not in the sense of being a free safety and a strong safety. It'll probably be the free safety, the corner, and the corner, because you have deep third, deep third, deep third, which means that they're the safety on their side of the field. So it's three safeties. Now, if there's four, cover four, well, guess what? The field is cut into fours, and there's four safeties, all right? So just simply understanding that alone is probably the key. So one safety, two safeties, three safeties, four safeties. Now, what we coming in here to do today is to show you what cover three is. There's an over, there's an under. Right now, we're going to just pretty much draw up an over front. Now, I'm a cornerback, but you need to know the defensive line, all right? You have the strong side end, the tackle, the nose, and the end, all right? So you got this tackle in the B gap, A gap, and depending on how they coach it or how they want them to align, and linebackers align, they can fluctuate and be different, all right? We got the Mike, we got the Sam, and then with the receiver, we got a three receiver set, pretty much what everybody does right now. You got a nickel, okay? You have a corner on the outside, a corner on the outside. You have a free safety. Move this guy in a little bit. And then you have a strong safety, all right? On defense, how many we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We're good. We're not going to get a penalty, all right? And what's going to happen is in cover three, because this is what we're going over, this is cover three. In cover three, what did I say? We have three safeties. So the responsibility of the corners are to do what? Go back. Deep third, all right? That's your responsibility. You have deep third. Free safety normally is the guy that stays deep. Ed Reed guy, a lot of range. Earl Thomas can get sideline to sideline, all right? This is the Cam Chancellor guy. When he come down, it's time to party. I brought the chips, I brought the dip, and you're going to get a little bit of everything when he comes down, all right? He comes down over the tight end because he travels with the tight end. That's why he's the strong safety. He travels to the strong side, all right? And then you'll bump the Mike over, you bump the Sam over a little bit, okay? We're going to go from the outside in. Like I said before, three safeties. Deep third, correct? We got a nickel who's curl or flat, all right? We got a safety that came down who also curl or flat, all right? The two linebackers in the middle are hook to curl. So we got curl to flat, hook to curl. Curl to flat, hook to curl. To go back to the outside on the nickel positions, if number two gets up and goes out, if number two does this, goes up and out, that's man-to-man normally in many people's defense for that guy, because if he goes out and he doesn't man him up, and the receiver takes off, there's nobody in the flat to defend that player. So this player has to do it. So normally what happens, he'll go out, they'll run the curl in behind. And as this buzz player right here, curl the flat player, you have to go and play that flat defender. Now, if you don't go to the flat, what you're trying to do is you want to reroute them outside. The reason you want to reroute them outside because the corner who's playing deep third will have 2-1, a 2-1, a 1-2, 2-1 read. He has to play two defenders, two offensive players if they go vertical up the field. And if you push them outside, this corner can overlap and play them both. If you let this guy get inside, it's probably going to be a quick pass before the linebacker can get out there to him. So make sure if you don't do anything else, try to get him outside, but make sure you reroute this guy. If he doesn't go out, which will be man, and when I'm talking, it's the same on both sides on the outside. When he goes out, if he goes out right now, you go and get him. Man to man, he goes out, you go and get him. There's nobody in the flat. All right? If you reroute him, after you reroute him, boom, then you buzz probably to the top of the numbers, and you're trying to help out if this outside receiver, the X receiver, runs a comeback or something so you can get up underneath it. Because the corner is gone and he's going to play over top of everything. And if the corner is picking off a comeback route, what that means is the next time they're going to double move that cornerback, and he's probably going to be on the bench because he's not doing his job. He's trying to do your job and not letting you do it. So you help out in that regard. And this is, like I said, it's the same on both sides. This guy get up and goes out. You have to get him because there's going to be holes over here because the corners are in that deep third. They're playing their side of the field safety. The mic over here is in hook to curl. And normally what's going to happen, this guy go out there, run a curl, and they want the mic to push to it. It's very hard for the mic to get out there and push to that curl route. And then this guy also is on hook to curl. And what happened is this guy come right here, he may hook up or come behind him and try to squeeze in. And you got to really just play with your eyes. And this is zone coverage. Everybody's eyes should be on the quarterback. They should see the quarterback throw the ball. And you have your responsibilities, but you also have to see this guy. One of the most important guy on the field, you got to see him and see what he's trying to do. The free safety is playing the eyes of the quarterback, and you got to understand as a free safety that the quarterback may come back, look you off, and go the opposite way. So it's very hard being this guy, but when you have guys like this that's going to reroute those guys and get them off their track, it's going to be a little bit easier for you. Bring the safety on down right here. All right. Now, routes that are really tough for cover three. Probably the easiest route, not easiest, the toughest route against cover three is obviously 4 verticals. When you have 2x2, which means I got 2 receivers on the left and I have 2 receivers on the right, what you do is, as a defender out here or as a safety, you alert 4 verticals. The reason that why this is so tough, in a 3 deep zone, you have 4 people to cover, which means that somebody's going to be in a bind because they have 1, 2, 3, 4. And how many do we have to defend them? 1, 2, 3. So you have to be alert to this, and if you're not alert to it, you're going to give a big play up, probably up one of these seams, and the safety's not going to be able to get there, and that can be a quick touchdown. And that's the first one they probably will teach you. Hey, 4 verticals, cover 3, 4 verticals. All right, you back here still. All right, 4 verticals. Another one that's going to be really tough in this defense, and just to back the corner up a little bit, and just to show you. This guy comes up about 12 yards, runs a comeback, and this guy continues deep. You're thinking as a cornerback, I have this guy, I have the comeback. He's running a comeback 12 to 14 yards. You're thinking, I have to go and get him. I have to jump this route. You're wrong. And this has happened to me plenty of times. And I was at practice with Coach John Hope when I was in Chicago, and he would tell me, hey, DJ, that ain't your route. This guy's supposed to buzz underneath that, and you're supposed to continue. The reason that you're supposed to continue because it's cover 3. We have 3 safeties, and you're the deepest of the deepest in your particular zone. This is a really tough route. Come back and asking a nickel or a safety to get out there, but you have to play your responsibility because instead of giving up 12 yards, you'll give up a touchdown. So you need to make sure you understand your responsibilities and don't do this man's job. That's why it's so important to know what everybody does, because if you do his job and you're not doing your job, well, guess what just happened? You're giving up a touchdown, and this guy right here who's a cornerback, tell him to find a new job because you can't have your job no more. You're not doing your job. All right? So you put the cornerback up over here. Another really tough route. This guy goes and clears the corner out. All right? The number 2 receiver goes out. Now, when the 2 receiver goes out, you know what we got to do. We play man on the number 2 receiver. But what happens a lot of times, since they know this guy's gone, he runs a wheel route. And that's 2 through your zone. When 2 goes through the zone, this guy has to man him up. And what happens, this nickel will see him, or this safety, a linebacker, or whoever will see this guy go out and take their eyes back to the quarterback when they bought them. And once you buy it, it's yours. So when he goes out and buy him and turn up, there's a lot of space and opportunity for this guy to keep running because the receiver has run the cornerback, and the cornerback has to stay deep. If you play against the Seahawks, and if you can get anything, run 2 through the zone, because it's just one of those routes where the linebacker has to play him and run a wheel route, and their back will be turned, and it's a very tough route to defend because that guy has to kind of pretty much has to flip his hips and keep running, and almost, it turns into man. It's a very tough route. 2 through the zone, and a lot of times this guy run by himself, and the coach will come over to this guy right here and say, hey man, what you doing? You got to guard him. And after you correct it, now you'll fix it. But it's one of those things that's really hard to see because it's a zone. You talk to keep your eyes on the quarterback, and if he goes out, you thinking somebody's out there. That's why you got to have your eyes open to see, hey, what is this guy doing on the outside? Maybe take a peek or a look to make sure that that guy has done something that may be bringing him back inside. So that's a very tough route. 2 through the zone. And the big thing for me is, especially on this thing, all right, just knowing, all right? Knowing it's a deep third, all right? If I'm deep third, this guy runs a slant, I don't have to worry about that. This guy has it. Because if I jump the slant, he runs a double move, he's gone. Know your job, all right? Know your job, and if you know your job, and then you know the jobs of the people beside you, it makes the defense much easier. When I'm a Mike, I know that he's going to have the flat. I'm not going to run from here to the flat because that's his job. You do your job. If everybody do their job, we're going to be a successful defense. There's weaknesses in every single defense, and no matter what it is, 1, 2, 3, or 4. But what you do, you give up. You plan a defense to give up a particular route, and hoping that somebody will tip it over, throw it, or these guys will go out here and put a little pressure on them, which makes your defense a little bit better. Now in cover 3, you can disguise it. All right. Also, bring them down pretty much the Seahawks style. You bring them down all the way. Corner all the way up, and he's offsides a little bit. Let me back you up. Corner pressed up on him, all right? Strong safety here, free safety here, all right? Now, what does that look like? That looks like cover 2. That's what it looked like. Now on the snap, this guy bails out. This guy have to bail out early because he has a number 2 receiver. All right. This guy rock over to the middle, and on the snap, this guy buzz down. So when the quarterback looked up, it's cover 2. When he looked down and come back up, boom, it's cover 3. Now you're confused. Now you making him think, making him take a longer time, which gives you time, which gives these guys time to actually get to him. All right. So this is cover 3. Remember what I said: 1 safety, 2 safeties, 3 safeties, 4 safeties. In the next video, we'll talk about cover 1 and different things that you can do against cover 1, not against really, against cover 1, and how you kind of defend against that. Cover 1 is self-explanatory. You play man-to-man, but we'll get into that on the next video. And I want to thank you for joining. But again, I'm going to say it again, all right? If you can count to 3, you can play for me. If you can count for 4, you can do a whole lot more.